Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please comment and share. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. Special thanks and much love to my producer who's making it happen this morning. They're very talented, Mr. Jeremiah Long. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. In today's video, J.C. Caroline, running back, defensive back, Chicago Bears, and the University of Illinois. They're fighting a lot now. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. Well, you look at it, this young man right here, who in the 50s played at the University of Illinois and went on and had an outstanding career with the Chicago Bears. And I want to dedicate this video today to my father, who turned 87 years old back in February, Mr. Chester Turner. And a lot of people are saying, well, why do you want to kind of give homage to his father this month? Because you know why? Even though my dad is from the 901, he's a die-hearted Chicago Bears fan. Love Gary Sayers, love Walter Payton. But one day we was talking, and he loved this young man right here from Booker T. Washington High School out of Columbia, South Carolina, J.C. Caroline. And my father, Chester Turner, told me, pound for pound, as a running back, this guy right here could have been better than all of them that played running back at the Chicago Bears history. Let me throw Willie Gallimore in there too. So Mr. Caroline today is going to get his homage. A young man that was a consensus All-American at the University of Illinois in 1953. An African-American that's playing college football, where there wasn't a lot of African-Americans playing college football at a Power 5 school back in the day. Definitely not in the South. In that season in 1953 for Illinois, Mr. Caroline had 1,253 yards rushing. He averaged 6.5 yards a carry, 5 touchdowns. But when we didn't hear of Mr. Caroline, and when he made his bones and he made his flowers, when he went and got drafted by the Chicago Bears. And that's when we heard about how great a football player and his skill level was put out there on front. And the skill level, when you're looking at Mr. J.C. Caroline as a running back and a defensive back, the speed, A+, the vision, A+, the elusiveness as a running back, A+, the power as a running back, A+, the burst, A+, the acceleration, A+, ability to create after yards of contact, A+, that extra gear, boom, through that hole. Mr. J.C. Caroline was very special. Quickness to the hole, A+. Then playing quarterback, the instincts, A+. The ability to anticipate as a quarterback, A+. The footwork, A+. The ball skills, A+. He was at another level, man. Another level. The tackling ability, A+. Mr. J.C. Caroline had it all at that level. But what I'm going to be most remember of him is that when he played on that 1963 Chicago Bears championship team. And in an NFC title game when the Bears defense had 5 interceptions that game. In 1963, they had 36 interceptions. And I remember Mr. Caroline playing defensive back. He on that team that had Bill Wade out of Vanderbilt University, Willie Gallimore, Florida A&M, Ronnie Bull, Johnny Morris, a young Mike Ditka, Doug Atkins, Bill George, Larry Morris, Richie Pettibone, Rosie Taylor. And pound for pound, the best player on that team and on that field that might have been Mr. J.C. Caroline at the defensive back position. What an outstanding football player, man. And he set the tone in his college career at the University of Illinois. And then he took it to another level with the Chicago Bears. We talk about all the great Chicago Bears players of the past. When you mention Chicago Bears history, of course, you're going to put Walter Payton right up there at the top. Then you're going to come back with Willie Gallimore. Then you might come back with Dan Hampton. Then you might come back with Mike Singletary. Then you might come back with Richard Dent. Then you might come back with Leslie Frazier. Then you might come back with Otis Wilson. Then you might come back with Wilbur Marshall. But I'm going to tell you this. When the Chicago Bears start having their banquets, honoring their greatest players in the history of Chicago Bears football history, the young man on the screen with no face mask, very handsome gentleman, Mr. J.C. Caroline, is going to be brought up as one of the greatest football players that played the Chicago Bears history. And I want to give kudos to my father, Chester Turner, for turning me on to Mr. Caroline and explain to me how great a football player this young man was. Out of Booker T. Washington High School, Columbia, South Carolina, by the way of the University of Illinois, and by the way of the Chicago Bears, Mr. J.C. Caroline was a very confident and a very talented football player that had an attitude in the 50s and the 60s. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor of Vincent Turner. And I want to give special love and thanks to my producer who's made it happen this morning for me, the very talented Mr. Jeremiah Long. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards of Football. Bear Nation in the house, the Windy City.